But first, unions making their own splash. Port workers striking in Los Angeles and Long Beach, California for the 7th day in a row, costing the economy $1 billion a day. That's the whole U.S. economy. Here's why. Some of those cool gadgets you've been wanting for Christmas, they might not make it off those ships in time. The Mackinac Center for Public Policy's Vinnie Vernuccio on whether the unions might be going overboard. What's going on here, and what do you see happening?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with unions over the holidays, but I tell you, after Thanksgiving, after the Bakers Union killed a Twinkie, the SEIU went on strike and snarled traffic at LAX the day before Thanksgiving, and then the UFCW went on strike on Walmart. Now, that was Thanksgiving. Now, here on Christmas, you have the Longshoremen's Union, specifically the clerical workers of the Longshoremen Union, going on strike and shutting down two of the busiest ports in the country.
Now, there are many beefs they have, but just to bring people up to speed on what matters to them is that among their beefs is this issue of replacing workers who go either terminated or retired. Now, that's common practice in our industry where, you know, your colleagues go and you're picking up their work. As you know, for example, I'm doing the work of 17 anchors myself. But in all seriousness,
you always do a fantastic job.
Well, I like to tell myself that, but it hasn't resonated on management, but it might. But, you know, Vincent, what's interesting here is that whatever your views on this subject, the bottom line is those items are still stuck on those ships, and they're not getting off those ships anytime soon. So even if they were to settle this tomorrow, it's going to be delayed getting to folks, right?
That's right. This is going to snarl shipping for the next couple of weeks. I mean, luckily it's at a time where shipping is at a low point. Most of the holiday goods are already in stores. But yeah, you got to step back. I mean, you got to love this. They're not talking about bigger benefits. They're not talking about higher wages. And by the way, these workers are making about $160,000 a year. Management has offered to increase that to almost $190,000 a year.
Well, now let's be fair. You can play with these numbers. That's not to say that, that each one of them is making that sum. I mean, some are, some aren't. I think the basic issue for a lot of folks on this is this time of year, oh, why can't you settle your differences? And the rap against the unions is that they chose this time of year precisely for that reason, to have the big impact it's having, right?
Well, actually, a lot of goods are already in stores, so this is actually turning out to be a slower time of the year. But what this could do is if this
in this age of just-in-time delivery, my friend, you know, where they don't stock a lot on their shelves, it's to save money. That is, businesses, retailers, they just hope this keeps flowing, and there's no need to stock a lot of stuff. But if it's stuck on these ships, they could get burned.
Well, that's right. I mean, the manufacturers are probably the just-in-time manufacturer, like you're talking about. They're probably the worst sufferers of all of this. Yeah.
By the way, Vincent, that was the extent of my just-in-time knowledge. But Vincent, thank you very much.
Mine too.
All right. Well, you're much more modest. Vinnie Vernuccio, he knows his stuff.